And welcome to the second of 3 installments on proposal arguments via the amazing, the talented Wardy and Wardy Screencast. All right, so we're continuing on. Again, proposal essays, think of it as a lot of you will use this in your careers as mentioned in the last video. This time, so second part, we're going to learn about the stages of developing a proposal argument so we can start to kind of select our topic and build an argument for our proposal essays. The next video will walk you through how to really plan it out and kind of use a organizer planning sheet. Something else I want to point out, if I'm linking this as optional right now, we'll really look at it next week before you write yours, but I'm going to have a link in Blackboard, and it's going to say, optional this week. To look at this recycling essay, basically rethinking recycling while using or reusing needs to be user-friendly. It kind of shows you a sample proposal argument and kind of says, hey, here's the parts of it. So if you want to look at this to see why are we doing all this, what are we building toward, I would definitely kind of just skim through this, really go through it a little bit more next week. But that option's there. If you're one that kind of says, why am I doing all this? Why is Mr. Ward making me do all this? Here's the end goal. So getting back to our amazing screencast for this time. So we're going to learn about stages of the proposal essay, proposal arguments. You'll know you've got it by the end of this video. You should be able to list the 3 stages of developing a proposal argument, explain how to develop a topic for my proposal essay. So this should be the 2 things we should be able to do by the end of this video. So proposal essays, remember, argue that something should, ought to, or must happen, or should not, ought not to, or must not happen. And we're going to use this template in the next video, and your planning organizer, your thesis statement will look like this. All right, there's 5 parts of proposal essay. So move over to 5 parts first, which again you would see in that sample essay. Really introduce, define, develop the problem for your audience. You need to tell them, here, there's a problem, here it is. Look at it, see it. Here's my solution, which will really be in the thesis. Here are the details of my proposal, and here's going to justify and explain it with some examples and my thoughts. The other side, what are the skeptics going to say? Kind of try to knock them down as best you can, and then call to action. All right, what can people actually do? So there's going to be the 5 parts. So 3 stages to get to that point. Convince your readers a problem exists. All right, if they don't believe there's a problem, they're not going to go with your proposal. If the economy wasn't tanking right now, there's no way there'd be a $3 trillion stimulus package passed where everybody's going to get money due to the amazing coronavirus. The problem exists. We had to kind of show it, hey, there's a problem. Show readers the specifics of your proposal, and then convince readers that the benefits of your proposal are going to outweigh any costs associated with it. There's going to be costs to your proposal. Maybe not monetarily. Okay, could be resources, could be time, effort. But whatever the outcome is going to be better than if we don't do anything at all. All right, so how am I going to do this? Convince your readers that a problem exists. And this is what I'm saying, think back to your causal essay. What problem exists or could exist? If you focused on the causation, this has caused the following 3 effects. Something has caused, or maybe it's 2 effects, whatever, 5 effects, whatever you had. All right, well, what is that that's causing all this? How do I change that? Somebody has to change this. If you focused on the effects, these 3 things have caused this effect, or 4 things or 2 things. Okay, well, how do I change these things so this stops happening? Or, hey, maybe this is a good thing. We should continue and build on this. So that's why I suggest looking at your causal essay. Again, your proposal argument does not have to go with the causal argument, but I think it'll make things easier. All right, how am I going to engage the audiences? This is where you're going to start thinking about my research. What kind of real stories or anecdotes have I come across? Or what hypothetical anecdotes, what could I kind of paint a picture of that could happen or might not happen to kind of get the audience involved? Statistics, if you came across any. So look to your issue background report. This is kind of how we're figuring out, all right, what is my proposal argument going to be about? So I'd look back through your research. Show your specifics of your proposal. You have to make sure it's realistic and doable. Do not try to come up with some great out-of-the-box idea that has no chance of happening. And what's realistic? The processes. Hey, the process of doing whatever my proposal is, we can do it. The cost. It's not out of the question. If you're going to propose a $2 trillion cost proposal that costs propose something that costs $2 trillion and you're running a $100,000 a year nonprofit, not realistic, not doable. Make sure it's realistic and doable. And that you're going to have the support necessary to do it. The other thing would be to show that similar success has happened elsewhere if similar proposal, like, all right, hey, there was a similar problem, they did this, it worked. Or, here's a similar proposal, it failed, but here's how mine's a little bit different. Like, you can build off other things that people have tried that have failed and tweak it and kind of explain, here's how mine's different and it'll work. So, I'm going to suggest you do more research. Try to find, all right, now that I have this cause-effect problem or whatever problem it is, have there been similar issues in other areas? What have they done? Or other kind of proposals to address this? Have they succeeded or not? Like, use that to your advantage and show how the proposal will solve the problem even partially. Remember we said you don't have to try to solve everything in one shot. You can try to solve one little part. That's okay. And then you do want to consider the skeptics, which the next video and the final assignment for this week will be your planning organizer. We're going to have a section devoted to the skeptics. There's always going to be somebody that's questioning you. All right, last part, convince your readers that the benefits outweigh the costs. Mentioned earlier, have some evidence, some logic, show your thinking, show that this is worth doing. My proposal is worth investing in. All right, so remember at the beginning of the video, we said we were learning about the stages of developing a proposal argument, so we can start to select a topic and build an argument for proposal essays. And we also said that we'll know we've got it. So know got it when I can list the 3 stages of developing a proposal argument, which you should now know, and explain how to develop a topic for your proposal essay, which kind of touched on the last part of this video. So till next time, when we talk about planning your argument and completing the organizer and planning sheet, Wardy is out of here.